the KMNN studios, this is the Kids Morning News Network.
Good morning, friends. It's June 26th, 2024, the 178th day of the year. I'm Alex in the KMNN studio in New York. It is Chocolate Pudding Day. No, seriously, it is. There is a day for chocolate pudding. And I will help everyone celebrate by eating all the chocolate pudding I can. How about you? China's moonlander has returned with its cargo of rocks from the dark side of the moon. As we've discussed here on KMNN, it's not really the dark side, but it is the far side, the side of the moon that never faces Earth. The samples could tell us something about how the planets in our solar system formed. So far, China is the only country to have landed on the moon's far side. Elsewhere in space, the crew of Starliner is still on the International Space Station, and right now they have no date to return to Earth. Starliner is having problems with the helium that powers its thrusters, problems that came up even before it launched. Since the crew is safe and sound with plenty of supplies aboard the ISS, Mission Control is taking the time to make sure everything is safe before the two crew members head home. This trip is part of Starliner's test drive to see if NASA will give it the okay to become part of regular space flights. So far, maybe not so much, but with Starliner being brand new, no one is surprised that there are some bugs to work out. I'll keep you posted. For thousands, even billions of years, the moon has been Earth's satellite. A tag-along, like a kid from a few grades lower than you who just wants to see what you're doing. But guess what? All this time, the little moon has been causing big changes here on Earth. I'm not talking about werewolves when it's full. No, scientists say that the moon has, little by little, been slowing the Earth down all that time. And at the same time, it's been pulling farther and farther away from us. Moon, you trickster! While the Earth's spin, the moon orbits around the Earth. But the moon goes around us slower than we spin. So as the Earth tries to spin quickly, the moon is tugging it back. That's what makes tides, by the way, a big bulge of water that the moon is kind of trying to pull right off the Earth. Scientists have even tried to measure how much the moon slows us down. Are you ready? Somewhere between 1 and 2 milliseconds. Okay, not much, but over billions of years, it adds up. And if that wasn't bad enough, the moon is pulling away from us as much as 2.8 inches a year. And that is speeding up. And here's the wildest part. Researchers think that before the moon slowed us down, we rotated so fast that there were 2 sunrises and 2 sunsets in every 24 hours. And there's another story here. It looks like the Earth's core, the middle of the Earth, has slowed down over the past several years. I'll tell you more about that on Friday. It's riddle time. Monday's riddle was, if there are 2 dogs in front of a dog, 2 dogs behind a dog, and a dog in the middle, how many dogs are there? That was a tricky one. The answer is there are 3 dogs in a row. All right, today's riddle is, I have many teeth, but I can't bite. What am I? I have many teeth, but I can't bite. Give you the answer on Friday. You know we love a good adventure here on the Kids Morning News Network. How about this one? Imagine yourself on a wooden sailboat about as long as a school bus, and the only shelter is 2 little cabins that are each the size of a small bathroom. You have no phone, No radio, no computer, no GPS, not even a clock or a watch. Well, in 1895, a man named Joshua Slocum sailed on a boat just like that from Boston, Massachusetts, and returned on June 27th, 1898. 3 years later, he became the first person to sail alone around the world. Not nonstop, we talked about that a few months ago, but he did make it all the way around. Along the way, he faced lots of bad weather, pirates, and one time he had to scatter thumbtacks all over his deck to keep robbers off one night. And it worked. Kind of like the kid in Home Alone when you think about it. Now, he did most of his navigation finding his way by dead reckoning, which is basically just guessing where you are. But it worked. He also let his boat sail itself as much as he could. He said when he crossed the Pacific, he went 2,000 miles without ever touching the steering wheel. All told, his 3-year trip took him about 46,000 miles, all just to end up right where he started. Looks like a lot of rain in the forecast today, from the Midwest to the East Coast, and from the Pacific Northwest to the Rocky Mountains into the Great Plains. Could be hot in Texas and Oklahoma, and of course in the Southwest deserts. Tomorrow should be cooler. Well, that's the show. Thank you very much for listening. If you like this episode, please subscribe to the Kids Morning News Network so you don't miss the next one. And grown-ups, check out my Patreon for exclusive video content and ways you can support the show. I'll be back on Friday, and I hope you are too. From the KMNN Newsroom, this is Alex, signing off.